Hello 2023. A Megaleech. I got distracted. The classic Dirty Harry was on the TV and I just started watching it. And then I happened to glance at the time and saw, oh, it's almost 8 o'clock. If I'm going to do a live stream, I should get on and do that. But so yeah, no advance warning tonight. I'm making myself a little drink just for a change. It's my tiki bitters in it because it's a rum drink. Stir, stir, stir. It's actually a little bit of an experiment. I got Fever Tree tonics. They make good tonics. Oh, yum, that's good. Ooh, and there's a little bit of burn afterwards. Basically riffing on the idea of a rum old-fashioned. I put a bit of this thing that I bought as an experiment the other day called Pineapple Amaro. Very unique sort of beverage. And I just added that to the rum, the mango syrup I made, and some tiki bitters. And that is pretty good. That is pretty darn good. Ooh, and it does have like a real depth to it as well. Ooh, did I fail to check my email today? To see if I missed something important. Just gotta see, did I miss anything important? 2 Spirit Super Pies. Well, that's important. Booze on special. I always want that news. No. That's less important news. What's on at the movies? Audible trying to sell me things. All right. So I go through that. Bring up news headlines, things to talk about. All right. And that's just a fucking spammer that I'm going to report on Twitch. You want to see it? Hey, hazelnut syrup. Nice choice, Megaleech. Yes, Musical Elevator. It's too damn hot. I'm glad you're doing pretty good, Srikasega. So yeah, hazelnut syrup in particular, Megaleech. I'd recommend that with an old fashioned if that's your jam at all. Let me see. I am old and Twitch confuses me. Report. Spam. Spam. Timestamps. Jesus Christ. Oh, God. Account created 24 minutes ago. What a fucking loser. All right. I'm sorry. It's probably pointless, but I will do this spam report. Next, it's spam. Submit. And yes, I think, well, they're just a fucking bot. So, so we don't have our air conditioning on too high because we don't want it to blow up and, maybe not have such high energy bills as well. So I was like, okay, I am warm. I feel a little bit sweaty, but, it's tolerable as opposed to outside, which was intolerable for most of today. Ugh. Really rich. Dare I say I might have put too much sugar syrup in that one? If there is such a thing. I mean, there is. There clearly is. Things can be too sweet. It's not yucky, but yeah. Ooh, they had a crowd crush in Sydney on New Year's Eve. Just before midnight. City's biggest ever New Year Eve crowd. Yeah, they've all got fucking COVID now as well. Large crowd of revelers pushed through an open security gate into a ticketed area at the Rocks. Police said security guards were able to contain the incident quickly. No injuries as a result, no arrests made. In a separate incident, police on foot and horseback had to control crowds who tried to access the Sydney Harbour Bridge just before the fireworks were set up. Vantage points were at capacity by late afternoon. CBD declared full by 7 p.m. Thousands hoping to find a spot forced to head home or wait outside the gates. The mayor said it was a minor crush. Oh, there we go. Some Commonwealth and New South Wales government-owned land around the harbour accessible only with a paid ticket. Some tickets costing more than $500. Yeah, sorry. That's just really alien to me, being in a horrible, crushing crowd like that. Oh, God. Love telling dad jokes, even though you're a woman, which makes you a faux pas. A meta dad joke. A dad joke about dad jokes. Ooh, made yourself gin and elderflower tonic, but a gimlet's better. Yeah. Would adding walnut syrup ruin it? I don't think it would ruin it. It would make it different. And if you're not particularly into just the gin and tonic, I don't know. I'm always into experimenting. I'm not really a gin and tonic person myself. I'm not that fond of tonic. I'm fond of booze, though. Like the booze I'm drinking. Police arrested 83 people during the celebration, laid 25 charges, including assault police. Oh dear. More than 200 traffic and railway infringements were issued. Ambulance said they received more than 2,200 000 calls between 4 p.m. and New Year's Eve, 5 a.m. An increase of about 670 calls. So that's a really big increase. That is not far short of a 50% increase. Percentage-wise, that is quite a radical difference. Damn. Ugh. So, we're applying COVID tests for travelers from China because we don't have any COVID here. It's not a thing. Doi. Ooh. Geez, that sounds sucky. Thousands of festival goers stuck in bumper-to-bumper traffic for hours in 37-degree heat. People were waiting in their car for more than 8 hours just to exit the campsite. That seems extremely poorly organized. Another reason to not go to festivals. They have people in them and they're gross. Hey, Redfoot, Happy New Year. Oh, nice. Megaleech has improved it. Cool. And Happy New Year, Alexander. Nice. Yeah, never be afraid to experiment. It's always a learning experience. Sometimes you learn, don't do that again. Other times you learn, do that again. And the more you experiment, the more you get confident with your experiments. Like, okay, I did this thing and that worked. Here's the thing that's like the thing that worked, so this should also work. What's this? Apple users should have a life-saving new feature. Has the ability to call emergency services on your behalf if the device believes you've been in an accident. I don't see anything going wrong with that. Crash detection. There's improvements that may reduce the amount of false positives. It had falsely reported people had been involved in car accidents, but they're actually riding on roller coasters. Doi. Okay. Okay. Is there an update waiting on my phone? Let's have a look. Notifications? No. General. Is there a software update? That only took me a few seconds to remember how to do it. There is an update. Introduces Freeform, an app that offers a great place to brainstorm and bring your ideas to life. Apple Music's in, lock screen improvements, other features, bug fixes for your phone. Well, I'll do that tomorrow, okay? Because I'm not plugged in at the moment. It was, okay, another Dr. Abigail joke. Who? Oh, yes, it is. I should actually just ask. Now that you bring that up, Dr. Abigail. So I just went and point blank asked because I don't know who it is. And I had been meaning to ask. Okay, so that's that. Hey, Keiko's last smile. Happy New Year to you too. And I just thought of something on Facebook. Okay, what's this? Let me just see. Oh God, that's a dodgy one. Any New Year's resolutions? It isn't a thing I do, but I'm happy if anyone wants to discuss such things. I mean, I could say I resolve to not pick a pointless fight with a teenager on Twitter that results in me getting arrested. Oh, and a corollary to that, a New Year's resolution, I resolve to not be involved in organized crime and sex trafficking. And actually, another knock on, I just resolved to not be a gross bigoted piece of shit. That's me being really subtle and talking about how awful Andrew Tate is, and also how stupid he is, because that's a fun extra feature with Andrew Tate. Yes, he's horrible and awful and despicable, but he's also hilariously stupid. So, oofed. This barcode. Oh, Whiskey Loot. Thank you for backing me up on those calls, Dr. Abigail. Eyes on the prize, I say. You want to keep focused on what's important, not being a pathetic scam artist, evil bigot, manipulating the minds of stupid, impressionable people. As much as that's kind of seductive because you can make a lot of money by pandering to fucking idiots who are essentially not nice people, and they're so used to being reviled for being a piece of shit when an incredibly obvious con artist panders to them and tells them they're right and everyone else is wrong, despite how obvious the scam artist might be. They're so happy to have someone saying, no, you're not the problem, it's everyone else. So, yeah, as tempting as it is to fleece money off stupid, evil people, I don't really want to do it. Dr. Pio, a friend has a sign in a bathroom. She said, it said, remember to wash your hands and don't be racist. And honestly, if you only remember one of those, that's a start. It's a challenge for some people. It's like, was someone trying to post one of those motivational things on social media things going, the only person you have to be better than today is the person you were yesterday. I'm like, what about Hitler? Maybe you should be better than Hitler. Just saying. Yeah. And that's just because I'm thinking, ooh, I am actually very slightly sweaty, which is annoying. I think it's still really hot outside. What's the temperature outside? Well, that's cute. I got a very cute on this day photo, I think. When's that from? 2015. Me and Mrs. Angry 7 years ago. Okay. It's only mildly depressing to look at photos where I look much younger. God, I was actually going to do something when the weather. The Bureau. Oh, go fuck yourself. The weather says it's still 34 outside. Fuck that. 34 at 8:22 p.m. That's terrible. No wonder I feel a bit sweaty. It's probably low to mid 20s in here because, like I said, we don't push the air conditioning for a couple of reasons. It's fine. I can suffer. Now at this coin toss time, do I drink more booze? I think I should drink a lot of non-alcohol. But I did have one idea in my head for a beverage. Is there any cherries left in here? There is one at least. Maybe only one in my cherry jar. But please don't panic. I prepare for these things. I always have a backup jar. And because that one was almost empty, the other day I bought it back up to my backup jar. So I have 2 full jars. So don't panic, okay? There was a panic moment in COVID with supply chains, and there's a period of a month or two where it was impossible to get my preferred cherries, and I got a different brand. I guess they weren't terrible, but they were nowhere near as good as Luxardo. So yes, I'm here talking about an obvious luxury item as a necessity, bougie prick. That's fair. No one actually hurled the accusation yet, but if someone wants to, it's very fair. All right, I'm gonna have whiskey drink. I'll show you this. It's one of my newest shirts. Cocktail Cat, enjoying martini. It's weird how many of my cocktail shirts have black cats on them. Okay, which whiskey will we use? Really strong one, maybe. Where's the Balcones? There's the Balcones. Texas single malt. There's no residue in it. It does. There's a residue in it. It's interesting. Anywho, I am going to mix this with my homemade liqueur. I've got something growing in it. I'm going to poison myself. You know what? Fuck it. If I'm poisoning myself, I'm poisoning myself. The drinks being Ivan Drago from the Rocky movies. If he dies, he dies. So, I'm going to do part this really syrupy liqueur and part a rather robust single malt whiskey. What's the percentage on that? Ooh, 53. That's actually slightly higher than I thought. All right. So this is kind of sort of an old-fashioned. Give that a little stir. Get it nice and chilled. And give it a taste. Ooh. Oh, God, that's good. Hell yeah. Oof. Ooh, it's got a bit of kick too. It's got a bit of kick. There we go. Did anything else interesting happen? All right. Yeah, people stuck in cars. So sad. Oh, Wall Street ends 2022 with the biggest annual drop since 2008's global financial crisis. Awesome. That bodes well for the year ahead. Not that affects us actual real people directly, but the rich fucks who stand to lose money on Wall Street will do other things that fuck us over to protect themselves. Wow, someone got killed by a bull at a rodeo. I guess that's payback for having the bulls in the rodeo. Elon Musk becomes the first person to ever lose 200 billion. Again, it is important to remember when we talk about, the rich people, the world's richest, and they throw these billions, hundreds of billions figures around. For most of these rich people, between 80 and 90% of their wealth is essentially imaginary. It's tied up in the share price of various companies, which is very volatile, can go up, can go down, can go to zero. That has happened in the past. So the numbers they throw about for these people's wealth is to a large extent imaginary. And that whole thing, Elon Musk lost $200 billion. That was 200 billion imaginary dollars. It was not real money. He didn't have $200 billion in a vault that someone took away from him. It was all completely imaginary. And because people say, but he could sell it real. No, if you start to sell off shares where you're a major shareholder in a company, the share price will dive as you sell it off. You can certainly make a lot of money doing it, but the share price will dive. So like I say, all these, billionaires, a significant chunk of what we call their wealth is imaginary. Nice, Alexander. New Year's resolution, 3840 by 2160. That's a pretty good resolution. I was thinking of getting a new monitor so I could have that sort of resolution. Dr. Abigail keeps telling me I should have a second monitor for live streams. So when I'm reading stuff online, I can still have the stream open so I can see things. It just seems complicated. Like, she's right. Like, there's literally like nothing incorrect in what she's saying about why that would be a positive thing. But it's thing. So Shrika say, what are you saying? Exxon was imaginary. It's like any country, share prices and blah, 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 blah. They're imaginary. It's a consensual hallucination. The value only exists so long as enough people agree to believe it exists, because it's not real. And hi, Greg. Alexander, you're the dual monitor guy. I mean, I like dual monitors. It's just like, because I just set up in the kitchen for live streams and set my laptop up. It can be asked to do 2 screens. When I'm in the office, I have 2 screens. My normal at-home desktop, I only have 1 screen. It's all about desk real estate, basically. Regional suburbs that have recorded the largest value growth since COVID-19 hit. Okay. That's meaningless to me. Oh, Kim Jong-un is saying they're going to increase North Korea's nuclear arsenal because it's South threatening. He's a dick. Okay, this is weird if this is true. Let's see. News.com.au has a real habit of doing clickbaity headlines, and I get annoyed when they work on me. But this one, a pervy line from a cult 1980s movie has been removed. What are they talking about? 16 Candles, which is honestly a kind of shit movie. On-screen dad, actor Paul Dooley. Near the end, the script had the dad giving a friendly pat on his daughter behind, saying, "Where the heck are your panties?" The line bothered not only Dooley, but Ringwald's real life mother. A pat on the behind. If you can detect missing panties, that's more like copping a feel. Julie improvised another version. Had the dad say, when you meet your right, make sure he knows you wear the pants in the family. All right. Okay, so the line was never removed from the movie. There's a line in the script that a few people thought was a bit fucking dodgy. Molly Ringwald said there was stuff that she didn't think was cool in that. That was clickbait, and I find that annoying. I fell for it. I'm annoyed I fell for it. Because the headline was definitely misleading. Everyone who works for the news, like any of the Fox thing, the Murdoch media is evil. ABC blasted for tragic New Year's Eve snooze fest. Fuck off. Anyone who watches shit on TV has no right to complain. Oh God, the Melbourne mayor says vandalism of QR codes for reporting graffiti is so frustrating. I think it's hilarious. For those who haven't seen this story, there are these dumb as fuck things around Melbourne. They're being put on bins and stuff with a QR code, like scan this to report graffiti. And someone has printed out other QR codes and pasted them over the top. And if someone scans it, it takes them to a pro graffiti documentary, which I think is hilarious. The Melbourne mayor's a fucking idiot. Hi, Liam. Happy New Year. What do we got? Nothing interesting. I love this as a headline for an article. Why are so many Putin critics falling from high-story windows? It's a mystery. It is a mystery why people who are critical of Putin keep falling out windows. We'll never know. We can't even make conjecture, really. There's no there is no obvious pointer as to what's happening with a succession of people who are critical of Putin falling to their death out of high-story windows. What are the odds? What are the odds that just keeps happening? And I did post a link on Facebook. And I mean, I can do it again here. Might do it on Discord as well. But yes, for a memorial for AIDSy, which is on Wednesday, which is in a park in Northcote. Sorry, a friend just posted a funny photo of being sitting in a bath while they're in a suit. Made me laugh. Right. So, yes, if you're going to the AIDSy Memorial in person, there's a thing where they say, "Please get a ticket," so because they want to cater for it. But there's also a link in there to the live stream if you're not able to attend in person. So that's going to be an event. Don't know exactly what's going to happen there. So, yeah, where did I go? Discord. I may or may not have posted it in Discord. General. Yeah, okay, it's in Discord too as well. There we go. 2 as well, also. Yes, Dr. Abigail, that has been posted as a public event. So, yes, I went to set it up. So the desired thing is everyone's gathering in that park. I believe at least some people will probably be planning to kick on in a way that they believe reflects the spirit of AIDSy. So it could be quite an event. But yes, it has been listed as a public event. As in anyone can attend, anyone can then share the event, etc. So yes, as I have shared it here, anyone who wants to can share it with any of their friends. And yes, let us all experience the joy. I don't know. I was going to say something silly there, and I just decided to stop. What else? Any other news? Fact checking. I am mortified that we continue to get COVID misinformation. And in fact, this is really unsurprisingly being spearheaded by the right-wing fuckheads in the States, literally just saying nothing ever happened. There was never an emergency. Like, don't believe your eyes. Don't believe your lying eyes. Believe our ideology. Hi, Thane. How are you doing? Yes, Angry New Year to you as well. And yes, people just keep sharing the same regurgitated lies. So, yep. All right, this is interesting. Concerns raised about non-alcoholic products on shelves. How is that a problem? Oh, this is going to be some stupid thing of someone saying, oh, it's encouraging people to drink alcohol because there's this thing that's a replacement for alcohol. It's just like, I don't know, shut the fuck up, maybe? It's just kind of, you can't say or do anything. And you know me, I'm not going, oh, it's political correctness gone mad. It's just, there's always going to be someone who finds something different. And here's the thing, they're not always wrong. You basically can't take any action without potential downside to your action. That's actually real. It's very hard to do that. And okay, sorry, my laptop was just behaving very stupidly. But it's just like, I don't know. It's just, I do sometimes feel like some people are just trying to find something to complain about. And I'm very hesitant to even like say that, to bring that up, because you get the absolute pieces of shit out there who are actually being vile, hateful scumbags. And when someone says, maybe don't be such a piece of shit, they go, well, you can't say anything now. And go, well, you can. But if you're going to be a hateful, bigoted piece of shit, you should maybe expect someone to say, not cool. So yes, it's It's kind of like by the time you got into the final season of The Good Place, which is a great show if you've never watched it. It's on Netflix. It's like 4 or 5 seasons. The final season, the essential message is there is no ethical consumption possible under late stage capitalism. Like the entire system is so fucked and so evil, simply existing, even if you're trying to exist positively, just existing is hurting other people just because of the way things are structured. And you and I can't control that. You and I can't control the systems of exploitation. We can try to minimize our participation in the systems of exploitation, but so much of our daily life is completely out of our control. It's just like, well, it's like, oh, I can't control the fact that every major company in the world profits from what is essentially slave labor. Again, you can actually limit the degree to which you participate in that and your money goes through it, but you can't control it. You just can't. The system prevents you from controlling it. So, you can actually find fault in almost anything simply because the mechanisms of capitalism have grown in such a way and they've just become more evil and more destructive. And we have no control over it. It's just fucked, man. It's just fucked. So, I don't know. You just try your best, basically. Yeah. Put a couple things back. Maybe get a soda out of the fridge. Think I should be drinking a soda now. Put that there. No, that does not go in the fridge. That goes over here on the whiskey shelf. Alrighty. And I get my non-alcoholic beverage drinking glass. Get a fresh piece of ice, because I just like ice. Ice, ice, baby. Do. Vanilla ice, ice, baby. Now, what sodas do I have? Oh, I have this garden tonic. Botanical blend with lime. You know what? I'm going to try it and see if I like it. As I said earlier, I'm not a huge fan of tonic. The bitter element, the quinine that's in it, which is what makes it tonic. But this has botanicals and lime. I think I had some before. It was nice. I got it because it sounded interesting. You know what? Fuck it. Oh, there you go. A little bit of drink pouring ASMR. Glug, 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 and bubbles hissing. Oh, wow. Jesus, the aromatics off that are really herbal. Wow. It's like basil. What's actually in it? Tiny, tiny writing that my old eyes don't like. Let's put a torch on it, and then I might be able to read it. Carbonated water. Oh, yeah, of course it's got sugar in it because it's tonic, yeah. Fructose, citric acid, natural rosemary, and cinchona extract. Okay, it's rosemary I could smell, not sage. Rosemary, sorry, not basil. Very strong herbal aromatic coming off it, though. Oh, and very lime when you drink it. That's okay. Now, that would probably make a good gin and tonic. I haven't seen this one around that much, and I forget where I got it when I did get it. But yes, Mega Leech, if you're still watching and you wanted to experiment with tonics with the gins you got, this one, Cappy Garden Tonic, is pretty good. Why have we got 2 Discords running? I'm crazy. God, why am I? Sorry, I'm just being very weird here. My computer's confusing me. Okay. I need to look at when does Zardoz take place? People often say things about, oh, the movie happens. It's a 1974 science fantasy film. John Boorman, starring Sean Connery, Charlotte Rampling. Post-apocalyptic world. The gun is good. The penis is evil. It's shot entirely in County Wicklow, east of Ireland. Yep, I thought that was wrong. 2293. Okay. God, where did I see that? Did I close? Oh, no, it's there. I'm being a killjoy because it actually does annoy the shit out of me when someone says something about, oh, this movie's set here, so we're all going to experience that. And, it was right, a couple of years ago with Back to the Future. But someone put it on Facebook about this really weird old Sean Connery movie, and I thought it doesn't look right. And I looked it up, and it's not right. They're saying it's set in 2023. And I'll actually share the picture because honestly, the picture's funny. The picture is very funny. In fact, hi, Ellie. Yeah, Mega Leech, I might have got that Cappy from Dan Murphy's, but even Dan Murphy's is a bit all over the place with what they have. So if I share the screen. So you look at that. I mean, it's very funny. The outfit Sean Connery wears in it is fucking hilarious. I mean, it's a funny joke. Zardoz is in 2023. Get ready for everyone to start dressing like this. But no, it isn't. It's set in 2293. Oh, that's a good one. A Boy and His Dog is 2024. We have passed several apocalypse dates. A whole bunch of movies set in a post-apocalypse world are set in years we have already passed. I love the old Jerry Anderson series UFO because it's actually a pretty good show overall. Jerry Anderson is most famous for doing things like Thunderbirds, the puppet things, but he did some live action shows as well. And UFO, there's like an Earth authority that's responsible for investigating UFO. We're actually having a war with these aliens who are appearing in UFOs. And the opening credits are so dramatic. It's like, and all these people wearing, jumpsuits and everything's Velcro and zippers and silver hair and and it was just like, and then it flashes up. It's in 1984 because it was made in the 70s. And yeah, it's set in the far-flung future of 1984. And it's pretty funny because they have way better technology than we have now in this fictional 1984. But it's so funny because the music is so dramatic and exciting. It's like, this is an exciting future. 1984 is going to be wild. It's like, yeah, or not. That's the other possibility. So, and yes, I think Soylent Green was 2022, actually. So, yes, Soylent Green 722. But of course, in the Soylent Green world, society had broken down quite a long. Everything had gotten much worse quite a few years before 2022. So Soylent Green was a poor predictor of the future like 10 years ago. But again, weird, dark 70s science fiction. There's a lot of sort of very bleak, negative 70s science fiction. Soylent Green's one of them. It's made of people. Oh, yes. Space 1999, which I think is also a Jerry Anderson show. We got the moon back since then. Yeah. And even like, oh God, what's that fucking movie, Minority Report? Okay, so the film is from 2002. Okay, set in 2054. So at least they set it a decent amount in the future. And I think a lot of the technology in Minority Report is very plausible for 2050. But the one thing, like the automated electric cars and highways and stuff, where you're not really driving the car, the whole automated highway system, it's like that level of infrastructure change, I'm going to say would take more than 50 years to build. So I will go out on a limb and say we won't have an automated highway system by 2050, because the scale of the infrastructure build required for that is just phenomenal. But lots of the other technology in Minority Report, I think, is extremely plausible for 2050. Lee, yes, you want to be careful with factual statements. Okay, so see, Dr. Abigail, I'm not actually pessimistic about future technologies. I think the vast majority of the technology in a Minority Report is entirely plausible, but the highway system isn't, simply because it's a physical infrastructure program. It's not a technology limitation. It's a physical infrastructure limitation. And building that completely automated highway system would take more than 50 years. And we haven't even started it. So, yeah. That's the one that I single out from Minority Report. And it's actually kind of central to the movie. That's the one I really point out and go, yeah, that's not really plausible. Oh, all the little things about like your retinas being scanned as you walk through a shopping mall and personalized ads calling you by name. I think that's really plausible. I love the cereal box he has that's animated. And when you pick it up and pour it, a little animation plays on the box and then you put it down and the animation stops. And at one point his box is broken and it keeps being noisy and bright and he's really annoyed. And so he keeps putting it down on the table, like putting it down really hard, like, no, bang, bang, I put you down, stop. I think that type of technology, incredibly plausible. Yeah, it's just when people think major infrastructure changes are going to happen, I think either they have no understanding of how difficult infrastructure changes are, or they just don't care. They're just doing flashy sci-fi. So what's it? 6 sticks. Precognition, personal jetpacks, cryo storage, plausible. No. Again, self-driving city road networks, no, because the scale of the infrastructure required, it's again a theoretical technology that could make the building of an infrastructure possible. Yes. The actual infrastructure being built, no. Also, precognition is just fantasy. That's not science. But personal jetpacks exist now. Cryo storage theoretically could happen. But the 6 sticks, yeah. I mean, oh God, people are incredibly creative with, anti-personnel weapons and non-lethal anti-personnel. But yeah, that's the thing. The road driving network is not a technology problem; it's a physical infrastructure problem. Like you look at just the rail loops that Dan Andrews is planning around Melbourne. The Major Rail Works is a project that's envisaged to take decades, and that's not flashy technology. It's just the build of something that works with existing technology. So the thing in Minority Report is an incredibly significant infrastructure build that's also new technology. So that's not plausible. You want a laser wood carving machine? I'd like a laser wood carving machine. It'd be very cool. Technology and where it's going is very fascinating to me, and one of the things that fascinates me is very smart people get into magical thinking. And that's the thing. They're not necessarily wrong, but yeah, when they think, particularly when you get, the rapture of the nerds, people who think the singularity is going to happen, our consciousness will be uploaded to a matrix, the internet, making us functionally immortal. It honestly could happen. It absolutely could happen. And like I said, people way, way, way smarter than me think it will. But if you're being objective and look at how they describe what's going to happen, it's magical thinking. They can't describe how we will get there, and they are relying on multiple levels of things that don't exist now coming into existence, like actually understanding what consciousness is. Oh yeah, no, that's the thing. When you look at what technology has done in forever, but certainly you look at the difference in the world now and 100 years ago. It's fucking mind-boggling. It's the line. I think it's attributed to Arthur C. Clarke or one of the sci-fi writers from the 20th century, anyway, that says any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. And that makes perfect sense. And again, when you look at, like particularly the last 20, 30, 40 years, the radical changes we've seen and things that weren't predicted. And like literally, I mean, I regularly use this. This is a miracle magic device. You only have to go back to the 90s for this to seem absolutely implausible. Like absolutely implausible. The amount of shit that this can do is just mind-blowing. But I think when techie people don't admit that they're indulging in magical thinking, because it doesn't mean it won't happen, but that sort of magical thinking opens the door to extremely dodgy con artists. Dr. Vega argues benefit and dream. Oh, no, you should. I'm a creative person. If you want me to dream up where technology can go, I'll do it. But yeah, this all just started because movies regularly project things happening in the future and they're just way fucking off. So Megalich made an 8 citrus gin, citrus and thyme FIFA tree tonic with stevia sweetener, and that's a good one. Nice. Trixie had a chat with a nurse, blown away how worried. Oh, no. Yeah. No, there are more cases, more hospitalizations, and more deaths than ever. It's fucking frightening. Earthline on Facebook. Never progress past the wishes of the super rich. Not sure I completely agree with that. I get where you're coming from. Absolutely. Not sure I completely agree with it. And yes, oh God, that's a terrifying one. Strict Sega, staff shortages in healthcare. I don't want to be a real doomsayer and too fatalistic. I am more than a tad worried about what's going to happen with COVID in 2023. One of those things where I want to be wrong. But so yeah, I think Dr. Abigail, you're taking me the wrong way because I absolutely believe in dreaming up fantastical futures. I believe in just going way, way out there. But if we uncritically accept magical thinking, then we open the door to, con artists and grifters. And the technology world under capitalism is rife with con artists and grifters. And they undermine the dreamers and the wild thinkers. But I mean, I personally will always be a dreamer and thinking of fantastical things. My one big regret is one day I will die and I won't know what happens after that, because I think incredible, amazing things are going to continue to happen. And knowing that I am not going to live forever and absolutely amazing things will continue to happen after I die is a bit depressing, because I'm selfish like that. So I say the dumb thing Dick Smith was talking about. Oh, yeah. Dick Smith is, that is bordering on eugenics, Dick Smith's things about overpopulation. So, Alexander, you work in 3 doctor surgeries. Yeah, the staff shortage is terrifying. Yes. Yeah, it's a thing. Oh, wow. Oh, okay. Here's a fun thing. Y2K. Okay, I actually worked on Y2K projects. Y2K was around real thing. In retrospect, the only things that really definitely needed to be worked on were financial systems, because they relied on dates, logistics systems, because they relied on dates, and that involves logistics for food, etc., and any health and safety systems, because someone ran a test once on an oil rig that showed the software that was running the safety systems there couldn't cope with the date change and wouldn't measure output accurately. Very dangerous. But I did see this personally towards the end of Y2K. All these consultancies and big tech companies, the things they were doing and saying absolutely devolved into bullshit, and they were basically scamming a lot of companies by scaring them into ridiculous bullshit things they had to do with Y2K, and which made a lot of big companies angry. It was really the tech job market was brutalized for several years after Y2K, when all these companies realized they'd actually been ripped off and they'd burnt through all their budget, and they were very angry at all the consultancies and whatnot. But Y2K was real. It was a problem. But with the benefit of hindsight, at least, can really narrow down the things that did definitely need to be fixed, which was about a quarter of the things that people actually spent money on, because these big consultancies and tech companies started up with their bullshit. You hear me being skeptical about future predictions. And I'll go out on a limb, because the overwhelming majority of future technology predictions are fucking horseshit. They are bullshit. You go back 100 years, and all the big predictions, particularly what these big consultancies and tech companies push for, the overwhelming majority of them are complete fucking horseshit. But then again, we keep getting super cool things that don't necessarily get predicted as well. So, who knows? And yes, in 1999, it was very easy to scare people about Y2K, and really dodgy companies did it. Well, here's a fun one. KY2K jelly lets you put 4 digits where only 2 digits would fit before. I love that you have to be both a tech nerd and kinky to get that. That is a class joke that requires you to be both nerdy and kinky. I like it. Oh my God. The TVs and stuff. Okay, this is a technology that has existed in like labs for a while, and I think will be a consumer thing at some point. Essentially, digital programmable wallpaper. So, like entire walls in a house, you being able to program what's on them, and it could be moving and shit, or it could be literally your TV, an entire wall. That and they're essentially printable screens, and prototypes exist. That's a thing that exists. So houses where entire walls are digital wallpaper, I think that's a safe bet. It's weird and bizarre. I think would actually be quite fun. But I'm actually surprised at how slowly that particular technology has developed, because I know prototypes exist. Who would want it? Who wouldn't want programmable digital wallpaper? I think that would be fucking, because it's kind of like that shit they do in Disney to shoot the Star Wars stuff, where instead of using a green screen, it's actually a high def screen all around them, and and it moves with the cameras to look real. But that sort of stuff for the home, yeah, OLED wall TVs, be awesome. But yeah, even like not TV, it's just programmable digital wallpaper. So you could change the patterns, you could change the amount of light it puts out, it could be animated. That would fucking rock. I'd be so down for that. I think, for want of a better word, it won't be true artificial intelligence. It won't be self-aware things, but digital personal assistants with algorithmic machine learning that become so good at understanding context and shades of meaning the more you use them. I think an absolutely solid prediction is personal digital assistants, digital companions that you kind of can't tell aren't a real person. I think that is incredibly likely. Like and I mean on a relatively short horizon. Now I'll make a magical thinking thing. If we don't have simulated AI, algorithmic machine learning, personal assistants, personal companions in 10 years that are very hard to tell apart from humans, and I don't mean androids, I mean like they talk to you through your phone or other digital devices, and they're so responsive and they're so good at understanding context and whatnot that it becomes very hard to believe you're not talking to a person. If we don't have that in 10 years, I will be amazed. Oh, the flip, you mean the foldable digital phones? I kind of think they will take off, because if it's a flawless technology, like a phone you can fold into a smaller shape, so it's easier to carry around, but then fold out so you've got a really big screen, that's just friggin' awesome. I don't know how reliable. Yes, Greg, the film Her. Although I think they treat that like it's an actual artificial intelligence. I actually liked that film. Set in 2025? Yeah, they might be, hell man, they might be right. Yeah, you know, having cautioned against magical thinking, I'll go out on a limb and say absolutely plausible digital assistants, digital companions quite soon. And like I always used to make the joke about, you know, who really likes like wireless earbuds for phones? Schizophrenic people, because they're not paranoid schizophrenics are no longer the only people walking down the street talking to someone you can't see. So now they think, oh, everyone's onto it. They hear the voices now too. But yes, if you had an incredibly plausible digital assistant / companion, at what point is that a problem? You know, if it just makes you feel good because you have a bunch of digital friends, you don't interact with people. I don't know. Yep. Earthline, in Fahrenheit 451, they have wall-sized TVs, if I remember. The shows all play, and you're in the middle of it, and it's really immersive. The whole room is a TV. A little distraction for the populace. And this is really interesting. Like I said, I'm not a big tonic drinker, and it does have the bitterness because it's got cinchona extract in it, which is the bittering agent that's in tonic. The herbal and lime elements are really interesting. I wouldn't drink a lot of this, but as a change up, I think it probably does make. I'm not going to throw gin. I'm not going to drink any more alcohol tonight. I'm not going to throw any gin in. Another time I'll do a gin and tonic. Maybe with a really herbal gin. I'm going to go through my gins and decide which one would suit it most. You got, a dozen or 15 gins to decide between. But yeah, and it's leaving a very interesting lingering taste in my mouth with this one. I think a writer who is very good at giving you plausible technology directions in speculative fiction is Cory Doctorow. It's what he does, because he really looks at the social elements of technology. And yeah, not saying he would not say he's a predictor. He's one of those writers who say, I'm not writing about the future, I'm writing about today. He's basically posing questions that he thinks we should answer today before any technology like this exists. Aussie Tech, how you doing? Happy New Year. Regular Chef, 7 of the 40 meals left. I still have all the whiskey samplers I had. So it's 6 of the Scotches and 3 Irish. I only had teeny tastes of all of them. I was going to do a blind taste comparison thing. Not really in the mood tonight, though. Might do that next week, sometime during the week. Who knows? Who knows what happens? Yes, but yes, Cory Doctorow as a writer, I recommend, just because he's very good at exploring social issues with technology and exposing the bullshit that big corporations and politicians spout. I don't actually agree, because I also follow him on social media, and he posts really thought-provoking articles that he also turns into tweet threads. I don't agree with everything he says, but there's no arguing that his stuff's really insightful, really well thought out, and at the very least, it's like challenging. So if you don't agree with something he says, it challenges you to go, well, okay, establish your case. How is this proposal wrong? Because it's too intelligent to just go, well, you're dumb. Well, actually, there's always someone who just goes, you're dumb. But I find it really interesting, challenging, and insightful. I really enjoy it. Safa, hey, how are you doing, pal? On this rather hot and humid Sunday. Sunday, bloody Sunday. Still 32. Fuck me sideways. 32 and it's after 9 o'clock. It's going to cool down a little overnight. And it's going to be over 30 again tomorrow. When's it going to be coolest? Jesus, it's only going down to 24 at about, 2 a.m. And it might rain in the morning. Oh, that's going to be gross. And then there's supposed to be a cool change in the afternoon. Okay, if there really is a cool change, that will be good, because raining and hot is gross as fuck. That's so humid. Kirsten Hellion, hello. Popping in to say hi. It's always lovely to see you and appreciate you popping in and saying hi. Have you tried this, Kirsten? This is a Cappy tonic. They call it their garden tonic. Botanical blend with lime. It's got rosemary extract as well as cinchona extract. It's really, really herbal. And yeah, it's got the lime as well, as they say. It's got that tonic bitterness, but really herbal. I think it would make a good gin and tonic. I'm just drinking tonic tonight. Oh, wow. I drove home today. Meant to have an extra day on holiday. Dang. Oh, yeah. I actually haven't thought. What are they predicting for AIDS Memorial? Why did that do that? Stop doing that. I haven't even looked. Yes. maybe a bit of rain, but a cool day. That's nice. I don't want to be in a fucking park in 30 plus degree heat. Might even feel a little bit cool on the day. Safa, it's not about the bush, it's how far east you are. And you're east of Melbourne. I saw that. Just woke up and husband just said, let's go home. Well, hopefully it gives you an extra day to relax at home. No, why did I say east? It's west. You're further west. I'm an idiot. You're further west than Melbourne. That's why it sunsets later for you. I'm an idiot. And I'm just confusing. You were very ready to come home. Yeah. Sometimes it's like, you know what? I've just had enough traveling and holiday. Time to be home. Well, that was really interesting. I think I might have a soda now, though. Certainly not having more tonic. I've got all that bitterness in my mouth. I'm a bitter man. Ah. All right. No, God, I've got. Just as I get up on my knees again, I've got to remember to do my knee exercises because they're working and my knees are hurting less. All right, sodas. Lemon and basil. Lemon and basil. No blood orange. Got that lime and agave. That's a bit full on though. It's very tart. It's very lime. I don't think I want that. Yeah, well, I'll have another slightly herbal one. The lemon and basil soda. Safa, I did not watch any fireworks. I just hung out on the stream. Actually, I have a funny taste in my mouth. I feel like I have to eat something. Yes, I didn't stay much past midnight. It's like, yeah, you know what? Midnight. Going to bed. Stayed up. It's a new year. Now I'm going to bed. Oh, no, that's good. It's not sweet, but it's not bitter. I was thinking I maybe, had to have a bite of something to get the. Actually, maybe I still will get a taste off my palate. Have like a chippy thing, just a little bit, to get a different taste on my palate. Ugh. All right. Try and put a chippy thing over here. Ooh, this one. Wait, what's that? Parmesan and roast garlic crackers. Someone's opened this. Okay, good choice. I know. Woke up at exactly midnight. It is seeing the new year. Yeah. Geez, I didn't have a micro nap. I slept for a couple of hours in the afternoon. And then I did have a little lie down this afternoon. Didn't sleep much this afternoon, but I did lie down. But yesterday, had a big Friday night and wanted to survive Saturday night. So I actually slept for a couple of hours in the afternoon. Oh man, I had a dip. All right, now I'm being super bad because I just remembered I had a dip. And these little crackers would go well with the dip. I'm going to put this in recycling. Where did I put the dip? There it is. Goat's cheese and black truffle. I'm so fucking bougie. This neat little clay pot that it's in. Ooh, what's this on top? Some cracked black pepper to sprinkle over it, which I'm probably not going to do. A little thing of cracked black pepper. Probably not going to put that on top because it's not my favorite thing. But, so yeah, Chris. Sorry, Strictly Sega. It's Chris's. I like their dips. It just sounded so bougie. It was on sale. Goat's cheese and black truffle with a black pepper garnish, which I'm not going to use. I just saw it and I thought, I haven't had dip in ages. I'm having some motherfucking dip. Oh, goddamn. Oh, wow. So it's like a solid cream cheese. That's just blindingly white on there. I'm a bit fucking fancy. Well, that's good. And yes, Dr. Ogo. It's not the Deus Ex Cheesus from the Cheese Palace, aka the Gin Palace. I think this is a minor sacrament in the Church of Jesus. Ooh, I bet you had great cheese. I love. Come on, let's go cheese stories now. Holy shit, that's good. That is good. Yum. So, mountain cheddar from Pete's Cheese. Sounds nice. Oh, Strictly Sega, I'm big for the hummus. I will really go just hummus. Like this is quite a rarity for me to get a really bougie dip. But yeah, it's a combination of it was on special, and I saw it and went, you know what? I haven't had fucking dip in ages. Man, I wish I would have loved to just have this on the lounge today, just lounging about. All right, sitting here eating dip. Oh god, that's going to be me tomorrow eating dip. So also a salty goat cheese called Tommy from Millwall Cheese. And I love this after you ate a large mozzarella cheese wheel by yourself. Mozzarella is a weird one. I wouldn't just sit there and eat mozzarella. I'd put it on a sandwich or a pizza or whatever. But I don't think I'd just sit and eat mozzarella. I mean, because it's a comparatively bland cheese. So good when you melt it, though. Well, I've got to try to stop myself from eating anymore. It's so fucking yummy. Because I didn't really have dinner tonight. What did I have for dinner? I had crackers and dip. Because I'm decadent. Oh, Earthline. Okay. I always poo-poo vodka generally into it. But, okay. My advice, and your taste might be different to mine. This is always down to personal taste. I would not get that Ciroc. There is a vodka. It's actually made in Australia, I think, called Vodka Zero or Vodka O. It is cheaper than that Ciroc. It is the most neutral vodka I've ever had. Just like, it's so clean drinking. Because even some expensive vodkas taste like fucking paint stripper when you drink them, I think. But there's a couple that are good to just drink. I mean, Yeah, my personal recommendations. The cheapest one I found that's good to drink is this Vodka Zero. The Crystal Head one, the one that's in that skull, which I bought just for the decanter, is nice drinking vodka. It's much more expensive than Vodka Zero. I love this. I didn't buy it. I bought a 4-pack of Mango Smash. Yeah. Oh, Ciroc is actually in interesting bottles. We did have a bottle here. Young Mr. Angry bought it for a party. Ciroc's definitely in interesting bottles, actually. So, but yes, if you wanted to drink vodka, probably the top of my list, just because of its price point and that's so clean drinking, is this Vodka Zero. Archie Rose has just brought out this Fundamental Spirit vodka, which was pretty tasty. I just had a sip of it at a Dan Murphy's. It was pretty good. Did not have that nasty nail polish aftertaste that a lot of vodkas have. Chris! Had a small New Year's Eve get together. Not socializing till next year. Yep, I get it. Yeah. And there was a good special on it in Dan Murphy's. I didn't get the vodka because I don't want vodka. I did get the Fundamentals gin, which was also on special. So I suppose it was about $65. Really, really yummy. Safely compete with other gins at around that price point. But yeah, then another Dan's was having a tasting of the vodka, and I tasted it. It's pretty good. Pretty good. I can't stop. It's too yummy. All right, I'm going to do one more. One more, and then I'll have to put it away. It's the only way I'll stop eating it, is if I put it away. Okay, one more cracker. Give me a cracker. Crackers love cheese. Yes, I do. Whereas that's vodka's general use in mixed drinks, Earthline. Up booze content while not changing the taste. And I get it. If that's what someone wants to do, go for it. So should say your naughty thing. Diet feta cheese wrapped in suppressor cooked on a barbie. Hot damn. Oh my God. That sounds good. That sounds really good. I'd like to put a couple of those on a skewer, I think. That sounds fantastic. I'm going to have to find something to cover this so it doesn't dry out in the fridge. Because it's really yummy, and I'm going to fucking knock this off tomorrow. I'm just going to sit on the lounge. Yeah, so as you can see from the cart there, I put other things in my drinks. Look, I was thinking, why is there screams coming from the next room? Because Mrs. Angry is playing Witcher again. I'm just writing it. Sometimes they're right, like Soylent Green was set in 2022. Okay. What is that? Okay. Sorry, I just saw, Evelyn, you posted a picture from your bottle shop adventures, Bailey's apple pie. That's just going to be very sugary, I think. Ah, there you go. You downloaded Dishonored. Nice. Ugh. Okay, now I'm staring at the dip and I want to eat more of it. I can't. Stop eating the dip. Stop eating the dip. I'm going to sit on the lounge and watch. Now, okay, most of these crackers are so fucking good with the dip. And there's not that many of them left. Oh, there's some other ones. Ultimate cheese. For science, I should open those and test them. Because if they're any good, then I don't need more. Although I probably have to go to the supermarket anyway. I'm a natural cracker. Ugh. Oh, yeah, I probably would have picked up Death Stranding too, but I didn't look at the right time. Even though Safa told me. Right. Yeah, fuck it. I'm going to open this one to see what it's like with the dip for science. Okay. Plan for a proper dinner. Which would go better with an old fashioned? Oh, I'm pretty. Ooh. Oh, these are really thin, crispy crackers. They're very different to the other ones, which are very flaky. And it broke in the dip. God damn it. Okay, well, these are okay. But the other ones are super yummy. Yeah. So these are okay in an emergency. But the other ones are like really super yummy. Dibin. Happy New Year to you in Canada. Tricky Sager, I'm with you. The other ones, chonky, flakier. Dr. Abigail, gotta go. You've got your own things to eat? Well, that's good. I'm glad you've got something. Okay. All right, yeah, now I got to get something to cover this so it doesn't dry out. Just for a day, because I don't think it's going to last more than a day, because it's too fucking yummy. Can probably wait till I'm not streaming anymore. Seriously, you're getting too hungry watching? Yeah, I should stop eating. But yeah, those little thicker, flaky crackers were better than these ones. These ones are fine in their own context, but they're not as good as the other ones. Oh, lawsy. Oh. Yum. Oh. Well, that's kind of rounded out. That's as much excitement as I can take for a new year, I think. Let me see. Oh, okay. Nasty things happen on New Year's Eve. Westgate Bridge opening 4 days early, just in time for New Year's. So there you go. Pele had no idea how many kids he had. Goodness. Okay. Just was putting his dick about, in other words. Australia overtakes El Salvador to become fourth largest crypto ATM hub. Well, that's stupid. Podcast recommendations. Oh. Let's see. Industries that have lost 9 in 10 workers in the past decade. Well, that can't be good. Wild prediction for 2023. We all want a wild prediction for 2023, don't we? Oh, it's astrology. Go get fucked. I'm not even reading it. Fucking astrology, honestly. Ugh. Okay. So. ABC saying, what will the fourth year of the COVID-19 pandemic look like? Yes, vast majority of Australia's COVID deaths happened in 2022. As of January 2022, we had 2,000 deaths. The end of 2022, we had over 16,000. And that's just been glossed over. Next year could be worse. I hope not, but you know. I'm just glossing through. Yeah, how is it going to be? I like the idea of the vaccines that you spray up your nose and they actually form a barrier to stop you ever getting the virus. I'd be up for that. I'd be so up for that. And that also, our deaths going up to 16,000 made me want to do the old benchmark of Florida, which is a disaster. Let's see. 84,000 deaths in Florida, which has a smaller population than Australia. And they are probably grossly underreporting that. For political reasons. Johns Hopkins, yep. So we had 16,000 deaths. Florida, which has a smaller population, 84,000 deaths. So that's what happens when you don't take it seriously. Ugh. Yeah, who the fuck knows what next year's going to be? Eat my cherry from earlier. Oh yeah, the cherry tastes weird. I don't know what it absorbed from, or if it's just the contrast of the crackers and dip to a cherry is a weird contrast. Ooh, Victorian number plates have a hologram technology? What's that about? Discreetly embedded with a hologram to stop dodgy drivers from cloning plates. There you go. That's a fun new technology. Yes, okay. Fireworks. Yes, new coronavirus a variant. That would be fun. Gosh. Oh, shit. Okay. Do we dare look at this headline? I just saw a wild headline. 5 body parts doctors say people aren't washing properly. So is it the time if my video and audio feels like a Golden Harvest film? The internet will do that. If I get out of sync or whatever, there's like 100 things that could be causing that. Problem could be at my end. It could be at your end. It could be Facebook that's the problem. It could be any number of different internet routers and whatever that's causing it. The mysteries of technology. We need to know though why a doctor thinks we aren't washing body parts properly. I feel like this is going to be weird. Dr. Jen Caudle racked up nearly 90,000 loyal followers on TikTok, starting with the belly button. Guys don't wash their belly button at all. It gets gross. Please wash your belly button. Top of the ear, behind this little area in the back of the lobe. So don't dig in your ear, but the top of your ear. There you go. A lot of dirt and grossness gets trapped. Legs. I'm not talking about letting soap run down your legs in the shower. I'm talking about washing. There you go. Wash your toes. Get between your toes. Want to make sure you're preventing infections. Wash your toes. So, what were the 5 bits? Your belly button, the top of your ear, nails. Okay, I missed nails, where a lot of dirt and grossness gets trapped, and legs and toes. So that's an opinion. Yeah, I kind of thought it was going to be more disgusting than that. It was actually quite innocent. I initially thought it was going to be much more disgusting. Cyber's most wanted. FBI zone in on alleged Adelaide elite hacker DR32. There you go. My dog's getting high on cane toads. Should I be worried? I mean, maybe. They're poisonous. Oh God, Aldi runs out of KSI and Logan Paul's energy drink in a day. You're all fuckwits. You're all absolute fucking fuckwits. Dumb as hell. My dog's name's Billy. Billy's an addict. The people who owned the dog said they could tell when she'd been on the toads. They'd find her on her back, legs in the air, lying in their queen-size bed, eyeing off the ceiling. She'd come in with all the symptoms of a 90s raver at sunrise. Pinned pupils, drooling, sloppy grin. What's going on? Professor Rachel Alavina says there's 2 types of behaviors. Some dogs sniff them out. They'll be hidden. The dog can't see them. Active go hunt for them. Others will see them and chase them. It's a visual thing. For many dogs, it's not a once-off. A friend of mine who's a vet says there's dogs people have locked up in chain link enclosures. They've reached out a paw through the fence to get the toads. Are they getting high? There's fairly good evidence they're getting some sort of psychotropic effect from the toads. Right. It can kill dogs, but also cause hallucinations. Fine line between lethal and sublethal death. Yes, toads are actually extremely dangerous. Some animals do die. If they weren't really sick, they just looked high. They'd stare off into space, got dilated eyes, not aware of their surroundings. They're very dissociated. This is a fun thing to sign off on, dogs getting high. If your dog has a habit, what are the options? Changing behavior can be difficult. For those that persist, lock them up indoors at night. Symptoms, if you haven't actually seen the dog doing it, but the symptoms could be salivating or possibly foaming at the mouth, very red gums, shivers or tremors, possible paralysis, spasms or seizures, vomiting, pouring at the mouth, dilated pupils, difficulty breathing. Also trying to engage you in weird conversations, possibly. Dogs getting high. That's a fun one to finish off. Good night, Kirsten. Calling your mum. Oh yeah, no, but Kirsten. See, that's what I thought that article was going to be. Dudes not wiping their butts because of weirdness. Um, actually, Safa, it wasn't the Australia episode. The episode where Homer licked toads. He was at a mission. He was hiding from people, and he got sent to a mission in the South Pacific, and that's where he was licking toads. And Marge said, "Homer, are you licking toads?" And he goes, "Well, I'm not licking toads." Yes, Safa, with Mimsy, we've had this conversation. Neither of my cats react to catnip, and some cats get high as fuck on catnip. Not my cats, though. They don't react to it. Sad. I'd like to have high cats. Just think that'd make them happy, you know. But c'est la vie, I guess. Oh yeah, Earthline. There are incredibly disturbing, like Reddit posts from years ago, of women talking about the men in their life, not just not washing between their thighs or their butt, not wiping. The concept is terrifying to me. Not cleaning their butts because that's gay. That is just fucked up. Just fucked up. Okay, that's not as fun to finish on as dogs getting high, but still kind of funny. Ugh. Alrighty, I think I am going to go to bed. I think it's just that time. Yep. Okay. I'm just finishing up, and I'm going to go to bed. Probably see you on Tuesday if you're up for it. We will see. But yeah. Anyway, you'll take care. I will see you some other time. I will say.